The question is, shall the bill pass? The chair recognizes Representative Forhan.
How many ways, Mr. Speaker? How many ways exist to honor our law enforcement officers? Is, for example, the only way to do so by displaying the Blue Lives Matter flag? Is that the only way? I find that hard to imagine. The Blue Lives Matter flag originated, as I understand it, in the year 2014, less than a decade ago. Did anyone honor law enforcement before the year 2014? They couldn't have done so by displaying a Blue Lives Matter flag. How did they do it? The display of this flag has been prohibited within Maryland district courts, and a Maryland appellate court judge ordered last year a new trial in a case in which that flag was displayed in the courtroom. The appellate judge wrote, he described the flag as controversial and polarizing. At least one police department in the state of Wisconsin banned the display of the Blue Lives Matter flag within the department. The chief of that department surveyed the officers, asking each her or his views of the flag. At least some of the responses described the flag as a problem, a symbol that divides the officers from the community that they are intended to serve. The chief also noted in that letter that the decision to ban the display of the flag was given extra urgency when they noticed the rioters hoisting it on the 6th of January 2021 outside the U.S. Capitol. The police chief wrote, quote, "The Blue Lives Matter flag evokes fear and mistrust from members of our community." Mr. Speaker, it's not just folks in Wisconsin and Maryland who view the flag this way. The Government Oversight Committee heard, in connection with considering House Bill 100, the delivery of opponent testimony by the president of the Cleveland branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP. As President Griffin said, quote, "Many members of the black community see the Blue Lives Matter flag, and it incites fear and anger." I would also note that the Oversight Committee received, in connection with HB 100, the submission of testimony by Professor Jesse Hill, a professor of constitutional law and civil rights at Case Western Reserve University School of Law. Professor Hill wrote, "House Bill 100 has serious constitutional problems under the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution and under Article 1, Section 11 of the Ohio Constitution. House Bill 100 will violate the free speech rights of landlords who may be forced to host ideological speech with which they disagree." And here's what I would say to you, Mr. Speaker. If a landlord or an HOA in Ohio wants to prohibit the display of the Blue Lives Matter flag because, for example, they don't want anyone to use their property to promote a symbol that incites fear and anger in black people, then the state of Ohio should not interfere. If a resident or tenant of that HOA or landlord wants to honor our law enforcement, they can do so by means of any of the ways that were available to them before the year 2014. HB 100 is, with all due respect to the sponsor and proponents, a bad bill. Please vote no.